Hello. So the question here that we're trying to solve, problem that we're trying to solve is when we're collecting data from an investor, a private money lender, a wholesaler, whoever it is that you're collecting data from, how do you categorize it and how do you find it once it's been categorized? And there's a couple ways to do it. Some would use tags, some would use custom fields. You can do both. Each use case can be different. But what we're going to focus on today are custom fields because custom fields can be used in a survey or form. And the problem that we're solving in this case is creating a buy box for an investor and where and what locations, what cities that investor is going to buy it. So it's impossible to create a drop down with all the cities based, per state. It's just not something that we can do and go high level easily. So we're not going to do it. And the easiest solution is to create a multi-line entry, and then we can filter out the answers in that entry based off what we're looking for. So let me share my screen and we can kind of go over that. So we'll just kind of get back to the start here. And for example, what are we looking at, right? So if this is all the data we're collecting for a buy box for an investor, bunch of questions in here, all multiple choice so far. But what happens when we have something that is not multiple choice? That's the question. How do we handle that, right? So here it is. What cities are you buying in? So I'm actually going to change this to what cities are you buying in because this doesn't make any sense. And this is where they can just enter all the cities that they want and unlimited. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You can expand this box and they can just keep typing. So where do we do that? So we go down to settings. I'll go a little slower. So we go down to the bottom left-hand corner, to settings. And then we go to custom fields. So we have our folders, and I've created a folder called Buy Box. And if you want to create a folder, you would just add a folder here, and you can either create it as a contact or an opportunity, but this information is going to be connected to the contact. So if you need to create a folder for this specific reason, and you want it to be connected to the contact, enter your folder name, connect it to the contact. So we've got all these questions in here, another page. And here's the one we're talking about, the city buy box. So the question is, how do you create a new field? Go up here, add a new field. We have all these choices to choose from. And here's a preview. Previously, what has made sense is to use either a single line or a multi-line, or excuse me, a text box list, and people can enter their cities in separately. The problem becomes when you're looking for the specific city that they put into the text box, you have to actually filter through each individual box to find the answers. So it's not really a great option. Recently, they just added an update where you can search inside of the information in here, and that's what we're going to do. So you would use multi-line and click next, and you would type in whatever it is. So let's see, what will we say? So it's going to be investor by by box cities. Gosh, what are we going to call it? What cities are you buying? because this is connected to a form or a survey. So we want it to make sense for them as well. So we'll click, make sure it's a contact, it's in the buy box, and we'll just click save. So now you can see we have what cities are you buying. We're actually going to go through and delete this one. And we can move it all around. So state, city, extra notes. That's how it's going to look in the contact. So we'll go back. We'll go back to the contact. And we'll open up the buy box. See this? These are the folders that I was telling you about before. And we'll scroll down. We got our states, lots of them, and then the cities. And I grew up in Pennsylvania, so we'll use some Pennsylvania towns. So you don't need to separate things by columns or anything like that. That's safe. Now, when we're looking, say we have a property in Exton, and we have a list of all these people, and we want to know who's buying properties in Exton. So if I can remember what it was, so here's the custom field. What cities are you buying in? Contains. So here's the kicker, right? Contains. So we want this field to contain the word Exton. We apply it. Now we see that Greg Crane via Alignable has the word Exton in the field that we searched. So now we know that this person is buying an Exton. So we can send them that property. Now, if there was a lot of people in Exton, we would get a list of people that were buying an Exton, and we could send them an email. We could send them a text message. We could send them all the same message at the same time. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, hit me up.